All right, welcome back. Last three problems. Let's take a look at 16. Okay, so the teacher's giving a test that has five more points, five more 4-point questions than 6-point questions. Okay, so I'm going to kind of do this work down here. So I know that there are more 4-point questions than 6-point questions. So I'm going to let, and that is very important here, and I usually don't do this, but I'm going to let X be 4-point questions. Okay. And then I'm going to let Y be 6-point questions. So, according to that first sentence, your teacher is giving a test that has five more 4-point questions than 6-point questions. So that actually is X equals Y plus 5. Okay. Now, what makes this one a little more tricky is that we don't know which one they called what. Okay. But if we have this idea that our 4-point question, whether it's X or Y, is going to be the variable that's all by itself. Okay. So in this problem, to me, it looks like their 4-point question is Y. And you can see right away that that says 6Y. Y in this bottom equation is a 6-point question, but in this top one, it's a 4-point question. So the answer is not A. Okay. And then here, X plus Y equals 5. If I solve this for X or Y, I'm going to get a negative value. And there's no way to have that from here. It's going to be, the other way we could write this equation is X minus Y equals 5. Okay, so it can't be B. All right, so let's look at this one. X minus Y equals 5. Again, if I add Y to both sides, that makes Y my 4-point problem. And in this case, it is the 4-point problem. The answer is C. That one is a little tricky. Okay, now let's look at the graphs. All right, so one system of inequalities. I'm looking at all the choices, and I see that they all have the same, essentially the same equation, negative 2x plus 1 and 1/5 x minus 1. Okay, and they didn't do us any favors. The positive one, the positive equation or inequality, is always solid lined, right? So they're always greater than or equal to. So we can't find it out quick with that, but we do know that we're looking for that darkest shaded region. Okay, and so if I'm looking at the 1/5 x plus 1, that's this solid line here, that is above the line, so that's greater than. Okay, and when I looked at the negative 2x plus 1, this dashed line, that's also above the line. So I'm looking for the two equations that have greater than, and that is J. So we're down to our bonus question. All right, so we're not going to be using that. In fact, I'll bring in another sheet of paper. So where on the graph of 2x minus 6y equals 7 is the x coordinate twice the y coordinate? Okay, so let's start off with the equation. 2x minus 6y equals 7. And then that second part, the x coordinate is twice the y coordinate. So x equals 2y. All right, if I find y and I double it, I'll get x. These are my two equations. This makes this a system problem. All right, I'm going to read that last sentence one more time. The x coordinate twice the y coordinate. So x is bigger than y. So if I were to multiply that, the y by 2, I would get x. All right, now this becomes a substitution problem. I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to put him right there. Okay, so 2 times 2y minus 6y equals 7. 4y minus 6y equals 7. Okay, and negative 2y equals 7. So you're probably thinking, oh, this can't be right, but let's see what happens here. All right, negative 2. And that gives me y equals negative 7/2, or, because I think it'll be easier to see if you're right if we make it negative 3.5. All right, so hopefully when we plug this guy back into the original, or actually if we go here, if we plug him into there, which obviously we will, we'll get 7, right? We'll get 7. So when I, negative 7, so x equals 2 times negative 3.5, x equals negative 7. All right, and the x value is twice the y value. Okay, so our bonus question, we're looking for the point -7, -3.5. I hope this helps. This last one was short, but I just couldn't fit. I only had like 20 seconds on the last video. I couldn't fit the last 3 in. Okay, so feel free to watch any parts of these videos. You don't have to watch the whole things. Just, whatever problems you're struggling with. Okay, go over them. And remember, our test is on Tuesday, so I will see you guys then.